This week, writer-director Jordan Peele's third feature looks like a must-see.
Haha, nope.
I thought you were excited about this.
Oh, I am excited.
So you'll see it in a theater.
Nope.
But do you think other people might enjoy it?
Nope.
All right, do you want to see a clip or...
The answer is nope.
Oh, brother. That's not it. Where'd the one go that I had? In the
It's up top.
It is?
Yeah.
Are you helping?
See? Nope. Is the answer nope?
All right. Are you completely in for nope?
Well, if Jordan Peele can make those already creepy giant tube dancers even more creepy, I'm totally there.
Totally there.
Completely there.
Completely in for nope.
100% absolutely nope.
Get out.
Who? Us?
No, I mean...
Nope.
Third base.
Third base.
Oh, man. There might not be anything better than those old clips of the Incredible Hulk.
Oh,
Who played Thor? That was a whole back and forth forever on a show.
Oh, yeah. So, don't you have a friend named Eric? Who was the stuntman that was on our show one time? And I swear this guy had the same name. Let me look it up.
Eric Kramer, you said? Something about?
Eric Kramer. Now, that's not the stuntman guy you knew. That Eric Kramer is a different...
Man, I don't even know we have so many. Eric.
It's
Garth saying Eric Kramer was Thor. That's not the guy I know. I think, you were talking about that with Lon last week, I believe.
Yeah, I thought you had a friend named Eric Kramer. But that's not the stuntman guy that you knew back then. Yeah. Anyway, the point was, if the guy that played Thor ended up on the Movie Guys back in the day, and we didn't put the two together, and I was in the same room with the Thor from the Incredible Hulk Returns, oh my gosh, I'd be very upset.
Well, it's worth going back to the archives of the Movie Guys and finding our old show, the Movie Showcast, which we did 200 episodes of.
Yeah.
It was a weekly show in our garage, which I turned into a studio, and it would be myself, Karen Volpe, Bart Caius, Adam Witt, all around a table, talking movies, everything new that's coming up, and a guest. And we had a different guest every week, and I was pretty proud of that for like 200 plus weeks. We'll have a guest again next week, which is exciting.
Yeah,
but
you do.
The one time we had Alan Troutman. Now, Alan Troutman is a puppeteer, long time for Henson. And we brought him in because on Jungle Book, he was playing with the puppets that young Neil Sethi had to act opposite in the Jungle Book, because nothing there was real in this kid's surroundings except for Alan, and he had like a panther head, and he would run around and be Bagheera and try and act just like a panther. The guys, of course,
get reactions out of the kid.
Long story long, halfway through the show, Adam
Paul surprises me with this sort of stuff on the show consistently.
Also, Alan Troutman is in Return of the Living Dead, the Tar Man, and Adam's head explodes.
The
Tar Man.
Yes, we got to go back. Maybe we'll pull a clip sometime because, that's like Paul used to surprise me with a fun fact from whoever was on the show. If it certainly targeted my geeky interests, and finding out that I was sitting next to Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead.
After that, if I could withhold it, I would have them then. My friend Mark McCracken was on, and he played Mant in Matinee. Mant, what?
Mant!
And then I think both of us were surprised when Marcus Nispel, the director of the reboots of Friday the 13th and not Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, came on our show and was in the garage talking about movies. And next thing you know, he just says that he owns the house that De Palma and Spielberg and Milius shot the hole in the ceiling. All the great 70s filmmakers were there.
If you've ever read Easy Riders Raging Bulls, it is the Jennifer Salt, Margot Kidder house in Malibu because it was cheap to live there. Nobody wanted to, I guess, for a while, but it was cheap to live there. And yeah, and then when they all partied together, De Palma, Spielberg,
Coppola.
Coppola. All those guys. And there was still a bullet hole in his ceiling shot by John Milius. Now that's a legendary bullet hole in your house if it's shot by John Milius. So, and the great thing about that episode, two great things about that episode. First of all, Paul and I love, and our crowd will recognize this, making an obscure movie reference. And so if I can try and crack Paul up, that's all that really matters. If the rest of the table is confused, that's fine. But if I know the reference will land with... So, of course, I drop and what's great about our friends that we've met along the way here, a Je know Zwark reference, okay? Now, if I say Je know Zwark, right now, somebody's going to say, if you name a movie that Je know Zwark has directed, because there's two big heavy hitters. So I made a joke about Je know Zwark, who it turns out is from, and I can't remember where he's from, Germany, but it was well known to our guest, who cracked up at a Je know Zwark reference. But Je know Zwark, director of Supergirl and Jaws 2.
And Santa Claus the movie?
And Santa Claus, you do have that right, Paul. And your winner!
I remember Marcus Nispel, semi-legendary director. He made features, but these music videos he made are, classic. And,
Paul, if I could go back in time and get into that music video racket, like I would have quit college to just go. I gotta go make. These people were making hand over fist. He had buy Malibu house money from just music videos, man. Yeah. You do one Madonna video, you were set for life, pretty much, in Ohio money.
I just remember specifically, Marcus said, "Yeah, that's my house," and you went, "Fuck you." I just thought that was hilarious. Telling Marcus Nispel fight. He just started laughing, Craig. I thought it was like, get out of town.
Get the hell out of town. Because we had naturally turned into that story. That story just came up. Like, I was like, oh, did you know? Because I think I was informing the table, because I think Karen and Bart wouldn't have known that necessarily. You might have. But I was like, did you know that there was one house where they all partied? And I'm just like being Adam. We're there, and I start going to the story. And who brought him on? Because he turned to somebody and he goes, huh?
Ray Scalacci.
Oh, it was Ray, right? And he turns to Ray and he goes, should I tell him? And I start hearing this as I'm trying to tell you the story. And he goes, should I tell him? And I'm like, what does he want to tell us? And then he's like, I live in that house. Like,
I will find that clip now. That'll be fun to play.
Hey, we don't usually see Bryn Mawr here. Bryn Mawr, the Star Wars champion of FCL forever.
I think so. Yeah, I like it ever.
Forever, the FCL. I'm assuming the FCL is also coming to a close. It may have already a year ago. But yeah, the Star Wars champion. I think he had to give his belt back, though. Shouldn't you get to keep that belt forever?
Oh,
come on. Let's get
him an MTX Star Wars.
We'll get you an MTX, a Movie Trivia Extreme belt, which we gave
Star Wars Division.
Yeah, Star Wars Division. We'll make a Star Wars Division one. We'll cross out, because what we did for the one that we got for Paige, for Betty, was we crossed out, was it Cornhole? Yeah, Cornhole champion. And right, Star Wars. So there you go. Good to see you, Brad.
Well,
Brendan.
If you haven't been able to tell yet, this is movie nonsense.
It's nonsense.
We do talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about here. I wish we had more of an agenda because we could plug it, but really it's just get with us and we'll discuss what's coming out, what we've seen recently, any trends or any news or anything like that. If you've seen us on the Movie Trivia Schmodown or any of our live shows or any of our past podcasts or any of our podcast or radio appearances, we're all about the nonsense. We bring it to you at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific every Monday. And please tell your friends to watch us as well. We could always use a bigger audience because we'll do this anyway. So that's at The Movie Guys everywhere, at The Movie Guys, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.com/The Movie Guys.
We're on all the formats.
Yeah, or just tell your friends, stop being lazy. Search Google, search AOL search. You could search Yahoo. And we come right up. So this week, we don't have a huge, this one, especially to me, feels like we don't have a huge agenda.
No, we
guests,
really
without big videos or anything to drop. So we're going to talk trailers, and we're going to talk
Right.
what we've seen, and we hope you join in the conversation. So
Yeah, and there were some trailers last week that I didn't get to. There's a new Clerks trailer I didn't get to, but then we've got new things coming out that we've got some clips for here. We've got a couple. We've got a clip of the Munsters. I don't know if anybody's seen it. This is the strangest. This is the strangest thing. And Justice League. Justice is Gray. I have a clip, Paul. I don't want to lead with this, but I'm so weirded out by this thing. Well, now I can't. Now I haven't uploaded it here. It's somehow. Hold on. We're gonna because you may know that Flash entering the Speed Force as one of the great clips in the history of Hollywood.
Correct, but people will tell you.
People will tell you. But
when
Paul,
they're
have
screwing
you?
with ABC?
Never mind. It's not uploading. Okay. Here's what it is, though. So
Now this is a show and a thing I don't know anything about.
So I'm on HBO Max. By the way, this is so funny. Like HBO Max, I just subscribed. You know, I've been hearing, oh, you need to get on Hulu because you got to see The Old Man. I'm like, I'll get to it. You know, people are like, oh, you got to subscribe to this because you got to see this show. And I go, I'll get to it. Justin Kaufman texts me, friend of the show, Justin Kaufman, is like, Nathan Fielder of Nathan For You has a new show on HBO Max. Instantly, I'm subscribed and I'm watching it. It's the greatest show. It's called The Audition. Have you heard of this? Okay. So Nathan For You was a sort of a prank show where he pretended to, this very deadpan comedian Nathan Fielder, who you might know from John Benjamin Has a Van.
I remember the old Nathan For You. Yeah. I just don't know that they had something.
Right. And so the new thing is
Did he have a Starbucks, right, Nathan?
Dumb Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's a parody, you can't be sued for copyright infringement. So he just added the word dumb in front of Starbucks, and then everything inside was dumb latte,
Yeah.
dumb pour over, whatever. His new show is called The Audition, or no, The Rehearsal. The Rehearsal, and he runs people through a highly detailed rehearsal of a social interaction that they're worried about. So he builds an entire bar of like where these two people are going to meet. He casts all the people. He runs through the scenario and rehearses life, which of course you can't do. That's the absurdity of it. He's trying to prepare for every variable, and you never can. And basically leads up to the actual moment, and then just like stops and you watch it like you're like you just watch life like a TV show when you've built up to an actual moment, and it always is never nearly as dramatic as during the rehearsals because life is life, you know. It's pretty great. It reminds me of there's an episode of Nathan For You where he did Smoking Only. It was a bar called Smokers Only. Do you know this bit?
Yeah.
This is one of the most brilliant bits I think that's ever been done. So he's like, you know, you can smoke inside if it's a part of a play. So we're going to make a bar. You're going to set 6 seats in the corner and call what's happening in the bar a play so that anybody can smoke in that bar. Well, then, of course, he has to then recast everybody in the bar who are doing natural things that night to put on the show, and it's just, you know, but this is that sort of thing of like you just can't control life that way, and much fun. So I get on HBO Max and I see there's another Justice League movie, and I go, Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's another one. All right, now I've gone very easy on Zack Snyder until this moment right now. Because, hey, man, the guy did 300, of obscure Frank Miller graphic novel at the time. I was just like, oh my God, I love comic book movies, even if they're not superheroes. I'm like, this is so cool that somebody did it. Green screen, like all green screen, very radical at the time. Then he pushed and pushed and pushed until they let him make Watchmen, and he got to make Watchmen. Watchmen is an actual movie because of Zack Snyder. God bless that man. He does Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. And then he does Justice League. Obviously, that has a troubled production. The 4-hour cut is much better, but along the way, he got a little too wrapped up, I think, in the mythology of that movie. I do not think his intention was to release it square. You know, he's like, now we're doing the Snyder cut, man. I always meant for it to be 4 hours long with Darkseid and square. You did not mean for it to be square. That's so weird. It's such a weird, like, that's a thing that Wes Anderson does. You know, you're like, I'm making a movie square. Well, of course you're Wes Anderson. You're a weirdo. Nobody does square movies anymore.
Batman, why do you carry... Batman, why are you carrying that phonograph? Well, it's Wednesday. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. So I go,
Go full Anderson.
Yeah, go full Wes Anderson. Yeah, exactly. There is a, and now I'm going to see if I can upload it one last time here. Let's delete one thing because
This is something that Zack Snyder is behind, huh?
This is something that Zack Snyder is behind, and I'm sorry, this is not very good showmanship while I upload this here. Let's see. If this
I love that you did this last week. Well, while you're doing that, we're just going to go to a commercial.
Go to a commercial.
こんばんは。
あれ
知ってんの？Kirin Lager Biru kudasai.
Beautiful.
No. Kirin Lager Biru kudasai.
はい。
Kirin Lager Biru.
ミスタービールキリンラガービール
Everybody drinks Kirin Lager Biru.
Well, Paul, thank you for pausing, but I have a feeling we just have too many clips in the bay here. That's just, I think that's what's happening. It's just not.
And a Karen Lager beer to you.
You. Okay, I'll explain what it is instead without a visual example.
You're trying to add it. Doesn't give you there's too many clips.
No, it says an error occurred. Wait a moment and then try again. So I don't know. But we taxed this thing out. I don't think nothing in StreamYard was not meant to do what we're doing with it. So I'll just explain to you, Paul. So I go, well, what could the Justice is Gray edition be? Paul, it's in black and white. As he originally intended? Shut up, Zack Snyder. You're so full of shit now. Like, come on. No. What I really meant was for Justice League to be 4 hours long with Darkseid and a black suit and square and black and white. You did not. You have just, you've taken this thing and run with it. You meant it to probably look a whole lot like the Joss Whedon one.
I meant for there to be commercials.
I meant for there to be a commercial. I meant for it to be streaming. I didn't want it to be in theaters. Like, what are you? Shut the. It's just so I'm like, you made the whole, like you're Guillermo del Toro. Like, I get Guillermo del Toro made a noir, and that is now in black and white, and you can watch it in black and white. A superior version of the Alley to Hell, whatever the hell it's called, Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley to Hell.
Stream football field.
Yeah.
Oh, StreamYard. Right. Yeah, bigger than a yard. Right, exactly. Sorry. But, so, Paul, it's just, he just took the whole movie and made it black and white. Is that dumb?
You know what?
Or
is there,
what?
Is there truth that they're doing that to Johnny Mnemonic, or was that a joke, I think, in the wake of the Zack Snyder?
It's got to be.
I heard about that, yeah.
It's got to be, because it's just ridiculous. It's like black and white. And, of course, I see Justice League. There's a new edition. Of course, I'm going to watch that. And I start it, and I'm just like, it's just black and white? Oh, come on.
It's practically black and white anyway.
It's a
colorful series.
That's the other thing. It's basically a parody of him anyway. I'm like, oh yeah, you finally took all the color out, the thing we made fun of you for the entire time. So anyway, so that's what that is. But yes, you are forever champion.
I guess I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay. That's just because so Paul, what's coming out this week?
Well, as you mentioned, we have Nope coming out, and I mean, is there a filmmaker on a better role than Jordan Peele? I mean,
Chicago comedies Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I know.
Improviser Jordan Peele.
Yes, and as soon as he leaned into
That's
into
the
horror.
Future tense of leaned. Lind.
As soon as he lint into horror.
Lint into it.
Yeah. I mean, what a bonanza this has been for him. Get Out was a massive hit, and he won an Oscar. Us is a huge hit, and now Nope is a big deal.
Great titles, huh?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's my favorite. It's one of my favorite lines in Free Guy. I watched Free Guy again. I know we finally covered it on the show after a long wait to cover it, but
yeah, you watched it in the backyard.
He's running towards a building. He's got the bunny and the cop chasing him, and he sees this wrecking ball. He's like, I'm gonna run and jump and get on that wrecking ball. And they play, I came in like a wreck. Nope. He just misses it, and I like the Nope just cracks me up, you know. And
Nope.
I think that's a great response to, hell, those are aliens. Nope, I'm out.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Nope, I ain't doing it. Yeah, it's very much like a Get Out type thing of like, you know, because Get Out was always like the famous like Eddie Murphy thing of like, you know, people moving to the house. Get out.
Yeah,
I'm out of here. Right?
This is the. I mean, I will not bet against this movie, even though. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to. It looks good. It looks like it's got an unheralded cast and a fantastic director or writer at the top. So.
And I have a clip here because the rollout of this movie. I mean, the thing is about Jordan Peele is he is not only making these great movies, he's not only made this amazing impact, and he's doing it all as an improviser from Chicago who became a filmmaker, but which I just could not stop geeking out about. This guy was doing shows and we were doing shows, Paul. This is crazy. But the rollout of this, he is now treated like such a Hitchcock, as he should be. But that's sort of like that Hitchcock advertising of like the latest from this maestro, in 3 movies, the latest from this maestro. And the rollout of this, the tease, because I could not tell you what Nope was about in the first trailer. I could not tell you what Nope was about in the second trailer. Finally, in the third trailer, it tells you what it's about. And it's this?
I need you to tell me, what did you see in that cloud?
Well, it's not what you think. No! They took him. They took him home.
I gotta get out this house. I'm trying to save you. My brother is out there.
I don't think they take you. Maybe don't look at it.
Look, don't look, don't look.
This dream you're chasing, where you end up at the top of the mountain. It's the one you never wake up from.
Yeah, okay. So that's Nope, it turns out. What a great tease. They just like teased and teased and teased. And the visuals, like the people running on the back lot there, and then the studio, and then like there's a person with like feet for hands or something. I'm like, there's just so many crazy visuals going on. It's really been an amazing rollout, and I think this is going to make a ton of money. This has been so anticipated, so rolled out so precisely, and everybody now has to go, I gotta see what this is about. And also it's Jordan Peele, it's a trusted name. So it's just like, this is this Friday, right? This Friday is Nope. Yeah, it's, oh man.
Yeah, given that they separated 2 weeks between Thor and this, last week all they had was Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. So now it's time for another big movie. Hey, it's summer, man. We can't go too long without another big movie, and this will be the next one.
Yeah,
will
a big summer movie.
Yeah, and you're talking about him being like the next Hitchcock. People are treating him as such. Yeah. Now they're looking at Nope going, is that an acronym for something? They honestly saw an article where people are trying to decipher the meaning of the movie and its title. So, yeah. I mean, maybe. Who knows? So.
No, I think it's much like Get Out is like, nope, I ain't going it. Nope, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. There's something. No, do not think so. Do not think so. Yeah. So that's Paul. Do we want to do our summer pick up our summer movie baton again? We missed Legend of Hank.
Well, I'm fine with that. I'm mad we missed Elvis. We got to go back and see that.
Oh, we do have to go see Elvis.
Yeah. Or we could just see, this week, before Nope even opens, we should go and see our next movie, which is The Gray Man. Now, one of the great things about living in Los Angeles is that, look at Alan Smithy chiming in. There you go.
Oh, get the out of here. Yeah. What a great crowd we have here. Yeah. You guys are the best.
But of The Gray Man, it's out on Netflix, I believe, already. And... But the great thing about living in LA is everything that opens plays in the theater here. Even stuff that's made for Netflix plays here. And if it doesn't play in a regular theater like the NoHo 7, where I want to go see it, or the Regency theaters in Van Nuys, Netflix has a theater in Pacific Palisades. I think I brought that up when Don't Look Up came out. That's always has everything that Netflix puts out. So if you want to see Netflix movies on the big screen, which I do, because some of them are incredibly cinematic, like Cherry or like Don't Look Up. So I have a feeling The Gray Man is going to be a big cinematic spectacle because it's the Russo brothers, and I want to see it on the big screen, and I'm going to.
I have a clip here, and can you we were having a discussion right before we hopped on, and I said, as much as there's the woes about not being able to anticipate movies, because as soon as you hear that something is coming on Netflix, that means it's on Netflix. It's already on.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So part of me was like, oh, The Gray Man, can I watch that now? Like, I just heard of it last week. Can I watch it now? I can. But then you mentioned the theater, and I'm like, yeah, because watching it at home is a waste of what I'm about to show you. This movie looks incredible.
You want to make an omelet? You got to kill some people.
You must be Lloyd.
What gave it away?
The trash stash. It leans Lloyd.
Easy. I'm about to put a hit so big on your boy's head that even his most loyal allies won't hesitate to drop a dime. Every grade A wet team from here to Reykjavik will be vying for the prestige of killing the infamous Sierra Six.
That is a waste of a straight-to-video right there. That's a waste of theatrical release, man. That's not what straight-to-video looks like. Straight-to-video is good for Cracker Jack, man. That ain't straight-to-video.
Well, I guess it's not on Netflix yet, all right. So, but a lot of people have seen it already. I guess that's the premiere and stuff talking.
Oh, that's right. The premiere right over here.
Which was right around the corner from your house. Yeah. So, yeah, look at that thing. I mean, Russo's directing Chris Evans. I want a big career for Chris Evans, so yes, please. Let's.
And the Russos directing Ryan Gosling. And did you see that chest in that trailer? You don't want that 20 feet high? I think I want that chest 20 feet high.
I was missing some Gosling. I remember when I saw Channing Tatum in Free Guy. I'm like, it's been a few years, and I looked up, and sure enough, it had been a few years. You know, we went 4 years without Tom Cruise, which is unfair.
Yeah.
And this pandemic screwed up everything. Finally, Tatum came back with not just Free Guy, but with The Lost City and Dog, both of which were good. Dog was quite good.
Was it?
And,
was it playing on the plane? I believe playing on the plane to DC, but I couldn't hear the audio, so I watched something I didn't need the audio.
Yeah. And so I feel like I haven't seen Gosling in a while. Like, is Blade Runner 2049 his last movie? And if so, that's 3 years ago.
He must have been in something between then and now, right?
I know. I can't picture it.
I would feel that lack in my life. Maybe I do feel.
And now next year he's going to be in Barbie, as we've probably seen the photos for.
Right.
Him and Margot Robbie is Ken and Barbie.
Oh my God! What a great casting choice. People, well, you know what? What's funny about Twitter is one person posted, "Oh, this is just advertising for the IP," and then everybody tweeted that 800 times, so it looked like 800 people were saying that, but really one person said that. But what great casting for Barbie! Oh my God!
And also, doubt what it could be at your own peril. It's directed by Greta Gerwig.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, I can't think of anything better than a Greta Gerwig directed Barbie with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Wow, that might be one of the best films of the year.
It's not Nancy Myers, you know.
I'd be a little worried if it was Nancy Myers. Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that movie's gonna fuck, as the kids say.
Movie fucks.
That movie fucks. Wow. That's just going into production right now, right? That's not. I haven't just heard of that, and therefore it's available on Netflix next week, right?
Shooting next year. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Photos are out there of Gosling in his Ken outfit with the six pack and everything. So.
What perfect casting! Oh my God, that's actually incredible. I had no idea that was a Greta Gerwig movie. I was just like, I thought that casting was really good.
Here's a dumb joke, but I really appreciate it. They messed up not casting Ryan Gosling a goose's son. Gosling is a baby goose.
Baby goose.
Well played.
Well done. Well played, Clerks.
Tom Cruise! Oh no! You want the truth? You can't handle the truth! Show me the money!
All right, so let's get to the news.
Yeah.
Adam, Alton Ehrenreich, our Han Solo number 2, has been cast in Ironheart. So before anything else, Adam, what is Ironheart?
Ironheart is an Iron Man property, right? It's an Iron Man character, and it did come along after I've sort of stopped reading comic books, but I know it's an Iron Man type character. It's like an Iron guy. So it's another guy with an Iron Man suit, but I don't know where the character comes from. I don't know if he was a character that had been in the comics for a while, so I actually don't know. We are now reaching Marvel properties that I'm not that familiar with. Like, for example, I just started watching Ms. Marvel, and I'm loving it because it's all new to me, even though I think they've reconfigured a lot of her origin. But But no, I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know who Ironheart is? Oh, it's a female teenage girl with an Iron Man suit. Okay,
teenage girl. Yeah.
Oh, teenage girl. Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah, so Marvel is entering new territory for me because I've heard of Ironheart. I knew it was someone with an Iron Man suit, but I didn't know it was a teen girl that made her own suit. Pretty cool. And, they've released some, Alden Ehrenreich being a part of it, they've already released a little footage of the shooting of it. I don't know if you've seen it.
Would that it were so simple, trippingly.
Would that it were so simple, trippingly.
No, don't say trippingly, say the line trippingly.
Would that it were... Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple.
Rueful.
Would that it were so simple.
Rueful simple.
Would that it were...
Soulful simple.
Would that it were
Or
so
soulful.
simple.
You could say soulful. Rueful, soulful.
Would that it were so simple.
Why are you doing this?
Would that it were so simple.
Just keep still.
Who knew Ray Fiennes was so damn funny?
Oh my gosh,
Between
right?
That and Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel, oh my gosh. And both those movies, like that and Grand Budapest Hotel, I immediately was... Yeah, I just immediately watched them all.
Would that it were.
Trippingly. No, don't say trippingly. Would that it were.
So
You got rueful. Or rueful. Saying nothing but words that kid doesn't. Opie Doyle doesn't understand. Or rueful. Could be rueful.
Speaking of Marvel casting, Eldon Henson is apparently on board for the next Daredevil TV reboot. He played Foggy, so we got everybody lining up for the return. This comes after the news that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio will both appear in Echo, apparently.
Oh, wow.
The best show Marvel's ever done, in my opinion. The old Netflix property coming to Disney Plus is now... But without... I wish it returned with Drew Goddard, but whoever picks up the mantle, I hope they continue to kick ass with what was my favorite Marvel show to date.
Dude, I mean, the fact that there's Daredevil was just one of my favorite superheroes. And, so even the Ben Affleck one, I was like, dude, I'm seeing Daredevil on screen. I'm okay with it. Like, I understand it has flaws. There's a lot of good stuff in that movie also. Not the least of which is Foggy, Jon Favreau. But boy, the Charlie Cox Daredevil TV show. I mean, I felt like I was watching the Hulk TV show as a kid every time I tuned in a new episode of that. I was just like, it just feels like watching classic Marvel TV, that show. These other ones, like especially Ms. Marvel, that is a movie budget on that show. I've never seen so much production design in outside of a Marvel movie. It's just incredible. But, Daredevil, more stripped down TV style. I got the excitement like I was watching an old episode of the Hulk when I saw Daredevil. So that's very exciting because there's an easy chance that Feige could have said, no, I didn't produce those shows. Get him out of here. We're recasting Daredevil. And then they're kind of in a little bit of a Warner Brothers situation where they're like, ooh, now we kind of have a TV Daredevil that we like a TV Flash that we liked, and now you got this other one that you're going to have to sell us on. So I love that when Daredevil showed up in Spider-Man.
They don't have a budget to sell us on Ezra Miller.
No, there's not enough budget to sell us on Ezra Miller. But you haven't seen him enter the Speed Force until you've seen it in black and white, which underserves everything about that scene.
Underserves everything about that oversold scene.
What superhero movie, a comic book movie, okay, Sin City should be in black and white. I get it. If I saw a color Sin City, that's absolutely wrong. But that's just a comic book. No superhero movie should ever be in black and white. Can you think of any superhero movie that should be in black and white?
Chat mentioned that Logan was, which I never saw. But
Logan was in black and white?
They did a black and white version, yeah.
Oh, they did?
And Mad Max.
That's wrong, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's wrong, too. Oh, yeah, and let's hope John Bernthal gets back in there, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm finally going back and finishing up Season 2 of that. I would like to see him return as well.
Haven't watched Season 2. I still have a lot of Punisher left to watch. And I still have most of Iron Fist left to watch. So I got some Marvel shows to watch. It's kind of exciting to not have seen everything.
I never went as far as Iron Fist. It was kind of like Heroes. Remember that old TV show Heroes?
Yeah.
I watched that show and I was like, this is... I hear this is a great show. Season 2 came along. It's like, man, I got to go back and start this show. Everyone says it's great. And I hear Season 2 was so terrible that I got out of starting Season 1. I just never have seen any of it now. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it was radical for the time because nobody knew how to make a superhero movie or TV show. So, like, the first person that did it was like, ooh, Heroes was kind of that. But it didn't, it didn't really blow my skirt up for superhero stuff. It was like there's no superhero stuff out there, so I'll watch Heroes. But I wouldn't now. I no need to now.
Also in the news, Top Gun Maverick is now Paramount's biggest domestic movie ever.
Ever?
It is still which beats Transformers: Age of Extinction. So it's not like they had a Titanic or anything under the belts. Still double-digit grosses at the box office in week 8. It made $12 million last week.
Oh, that's Titanic. That's Titanic numbers. Still making double digits in week 8. That's a rarity we haven't seen since Titanic.
Didn't beat Thor and Where the Crawdads Sing. Actually, I think came in third after Thor and Minions. But made more than everything else. Things that have only been around 1 or 2 weeks.
That's weird. Where the Crawdads Sing didn't do better, huh? Because everybody's complaining about all these Marvel movies. Why don't they give us a movie that's not a Marvel movie and they release one and nobody goes to see it? I don't get it.
Tom Cruise! Oh no! You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Show me the money.
I gotta go. That Top Gun, it deserves everything it's getting. It's just it's. First of all, movies are now a big hug, and speaking of which, there's a trailer I brought to the table here as well, because
I'd like to see a trailer, Adam.
You would like to see a trailer. Well, I'm just telling you, movies are big hugs now. Jackass Forever, the entire advertising thing, it was like, when's the last time you got together with some friends? Top Gun's like, when's the last time you enjoyed a Top Gun movie? Remember the 80s when everything was fine, but it wasn't because we were kids,
I just hosted I host the live music at the Starlight Bowl in Burbank. If you guys are local and want to come out and see the local venue for music, it's up in the mountains. It's beautiful. And we played Yachtly Crew the other day. I don't know if you know Yachtly Crew.
No, is this a yacht rock band that's like, get the hell out of here.
White shirts, white pants, blue blazer, captain's hat, aviator glasses, every one of them. And they play, it's the best. Next time they're around, we got to go. Because I
must go see Yachtly Crew.
That was not my last Yachtly Crew concert.
Oh my God,
but
please.
Anyway, that's how I introduced him. I said, let's go back to the 70s. Remember in the 70s, we could all afford a yacht? Anyway.
Did you get a laugh?
Yachtly Crew, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yachtly Crew, and they came out and killed it. They were great.
Well, also, Paul, you mentioned that there's this concert venue up in the hills, and I'm like, did you have to go through a portal to another dimension? Why have I never heard of this? So this sounds magical all around. Yachtly Crew at the Starlight Bowl.
Yeah, as a Burbankian, I've heard of it. In fact, there's 2 things that go on every summer, and I miss them. It's 4th of July fireworks at the Bowl. Well, I was hosting the bands that night too, so I got to see the 4th of July fireworks, and it's a huge 15
it's a Starlight
thing, yeah. And then the Fab Four plays there every year, and they're like the world's most premier Beatles tribute band. They do, I guess, all the phases. They do Mop Tops, they do Sgt. Pepper, they do everything. And
they do costume changes. That's cool.
Yeah, and they're apparently great, and they play every year. They mix it up every year, except those guys seem to always come back, and I never go, so I'll be hosting them August 6th. Next week is a Latino-flavored night of music, Adelaide Pilar, I think, in Corazon de Mana. And then the week after that...
Cortisone.
And on the 30th is Spasmatics, who I've been tracking since I've lived here. They're my favorite 80s band. They dress like nerds and play 80s music. And
the Spasmatics, not the Plasmatics?
The Spasmatics.
Yeah. Oh, that's wow. And they're a cover band, too?
Yeah. Oh, you never seen the Spasmatics with me? I see them all the time.
So. Let me know about this. Paul, you are my source for getting out to see music. You've known this for a long time. You go out to see music. I do not. I hear about music, and then I'll tag along, or you'll get a ticket to Eric Clapton, say, back in Chicago, and go, hey, I got an extra ticket to Eric Clapton. And that's the only reason I saw Eric Clapton before he retired a few years later.
John Williams, is Genesis the only thing we've ever seen?
Eric Clapton, Genesis, and WWE wrestling back in the day, I think, is the only concerts we've been to. Yeah, Genesis. That's about it.
It rained all over us, that show. It was great.
Oh, that was crazy. There's never been so much rain in L.A. as that night. They waited for that night to just rain and rain, to the point where Genesis is about to their second encore, and they're like, It's not safe to play up here.
Yeah, we could die. We could be electrocuted, slip and die. Yeah, I think we're done.
Oh my god, buckets of water.
Yeah, but they played forever before they even said that. So
they did, yeah, and they played very obscure. In fact, I have that concert, the exact same lineup, got given to me that Christmas by my stepdad Fred, who's a gigantic Genesis fan. That's why I was raised on Genesis. But so I had that whole lineup. I should pop that in again because I find it every time I move. It kind of gets down in the DVD collection. But they think they shot the one they did in Rome.
These concerts have been like the movies you're talking about, a warm hug. It's like, oh my God, I went to see Rod Stewart. I've never seen Rod Stewart before. He's coming to the bowl. Tickets way in the back. It holds like 70,000 people, whatever. I'm sitting way in the back. Yeah. And it was great.
I love the way back seats at the bowl.
Yeah. So if you want to go November 1st, The Who. See them before they're done.
Right.
And I don't know when they're going to be done. It just seems like never. But
that was a band I never thought I would see. Stephen Lewis, no longer with us, got won really good tickets because he worked at the bowl, and he won really good tickets. I mean, I saw the Who the last time they were there. It was incredible. I was like, I never thought I was going to see the Who to begin with, much less with a full live orchestra and giant light show, really rocked you into the back of your seat as you would hope they would, you know.
I will not be close, but I will be there, which is my goal since concerts returned, which is why I went to see the Black Crowes for the first time, Rod Stewart for the first time, Brian Wilson for the first time, Chicago for the first time, and now The Who for the first time. So.
Here's what I'm dying to do, because I love taking advantage of how close I am to everything now. I can walk to the Hollywood Bowl from my house. And so my goal one of these nights is, and I meant to do it with the West Side Story showed last week, and I still haven't seen West Side Story because I've been waiting for the right way to see it. I don't want to just watch it in my living room.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. And they did it with a full live orchestra. And I was like, I'm going to walk over there, buy a ticket, and walk in. And I just, for some reason, I didn't get out to do it that night. But so one of these days,
it does take the likes of me dragging you. All right, I'll make sure to stay on that a little more.
Yeah, please. These bands you're talking about, the Starlight Bowl, that sounds fantastic. Meanwhile, back our topic I was on here was everything is a warm hug now, and nothing could be more of a warm hug than this right here, my friend.
What's the movie going to be about?
It's about him working here.
Meta.
Everything in the script is something either me or someone I know said.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Maybe Jay and Silent Bob could be characters.
Jay and Silent Bob are like C-3PO and R2-D2. They've been here since the first movie, which was the last time they were cool. But they've been with the franchise so long, they still give them cameos and put them on the lunch boxes.
Snifty Booches! Please tell me why.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Clerks 3, my friend.
I'll take it. That looks like a fun plot.
Oh my God. Right? I mean, I love that. I love the plot of that thing too. And I don't know how they got Randall back. I'm sure there's lots of interviews I could look up and stuff because he was never going to do it, which is weird because, you know, he's not, I don't know what he's being offered, but I think he moved to the mountains, raised goats or something. There's a whole weird thing with Randall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeff Anderson?
Yeah, Jeff Anderson. $1 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
Is that the bowl?
What's that for? The bowl?
Sit way in the back. I mean, I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Steve Winwood there for like $12, you know.
That's
and
cool.
He was legend. Speaking of legend, I didn't told this, but let me see if I can share a screen and play it real quick. One moment, please.
No, Peter Gabriel never reunited with Genesis. But I do remember that album. I know of which you speak, Smythe.
Here we go. Ooh, oh, stop it. Get out of here.
What you got there?
Can you hear the music?
No, I don't think it's playing in the room with you.
Screw it. All right. Point is, the Marty Norman died. He wrote
Monty Norman. Monty Norman?
Yes. Did I say Marty Norman? Monty Norman.
Monty Norman.
Monty Norman died.
Yeah.
And he wrote the Bond theme, which is legendary and has appeared in 25 movies and spoof movies and everything.
Yeah, Monty Norman. Wow, that's.
I have to click on share audio. Now I have to stop because if I fail again, I'm like a grandma or something. I click share audio.
I know, right? Don't you feel like an old fart?
Wait, I click. Wait, which is the button?
And I remember when it was ridiculous when our parents didn't know how to use computers and we're like, oh, come on, Mom and Dad. And then it's slowly, I'm like, I don't know how to do that part.
And
yeah.
it goes like this. Have
you heard the song that Monty Norman took that from that he had done? It's kind of fascinating. What was the original theme? It was called like Man from India or something. I probably wouldn't be able to find it too quickly here, but yeah, it was like a theme he did for something else that was all like sitar and stuff. It was like, and it was for some of it was like called like Man from Rio or something. But yeah, but of course the real hero of that, the one you're playing there, was reorchestrated by John Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the one you're. Yeah, the original. That's right.
Phone call. Leave me alone.
All right, well, let's go to a commercial.
Please. Let's reset. While we're resetting, let's go to a commercial. Do we have a commercial on tap?
Sure, we got a commercials on tap somewhere here. Unless I really...
はい、キリンラガー来たよ。パチパチパチ。この味がビール。切れ味醍醐味。キリンラガービール。
Desnay?
I have no idea what's going on in that commercial.
No, I don't either. The other ones I've been able to figure out without translation.
Only
but,
the sauna one makes sense to me, where like the guys...
Only the sauna one fully makes sense.
Pretending to drink a beer. I'd like to pretend to drink a beer. Then they pretend to drink a beer and realize we should go get a beer. All right. When he comes into the place and orders a Keurig, it seems like everyone goes, what? Like they're like this guy.
What?
And so they think, oh, how cool, he wants to get a Keurig, but instead they're shocked and they have one, they give it to him and it's over. So that's weird too. And this one I don't get at all. He's looking for something, like he's got beers to give people, because when he finds the people, he gives them beers. It's very strange.
House of Mr. Biswas by Monty Norman. Here, let's see if I can find the clip of it. But anyway, it was some other thing he did. It's always
That's Monty Norman.
As Monty Norman.
House of the Biswas?
House of Mr. Biswas. But see, I don't see it on...
what?
I don't see it on YouTube. I wanted to play it for you, but no, I only find the regular House of Mr. Biswas. Anyway.
Let's wait for House of Mr. Biswas is Gray to come out. What does Justice is Grave mean?
A what?
Exactly. Anyway,
Justice is Gray. What does that mean? He is such bullshit. I supported him for years. The man is crap, and that's just the reality.
It's true.
This is reality, Fred.
Oh my gosh.
all right, let's get into... did you watch the Lord of the Rings trailer, The Rings of Power?
I did not. I don't think we pulled a clip either, did we? Rings of Power?
Yeah, it's young Galadriel doing...
Yeah, what's the premise here? Because I'm not Mr... I mean, I love those movies, but I'm not Mr. Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't immediately track it down, but those movies obviously rock. Even the Hobbit movies, I think, rock. But, okay, here's the main teaser. I'll see if I can drop it in here. We'll play a second of it, because I will be experiencing it in real time.
Yeah.
So it's Galadriel's origin story?
I believe so.
Played by who in the movies? Galadriel is...
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett, right?
And, I'm not a big Middle-earth guy. I thought it was okay.
You like Lord of the Rings.
The trailer, it's okay. It's very melodramatic. You will see a lot of walking, so they're giving people what they want there.
Right, yeah. It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah. It's a trailer full of establishing shots, so that's kind of exciting.
Okay.
If you like establishing shots, you might know what this whole thing is about.
Well, I'll see if I can add it here in a second here. It's taking forever to download. This is, by the way, if any of you are joining us, this is the show we make up as we go along. We try and do a lot of stuff in real time, and we don't have producers because it's just us. So, you know.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man.
And now, Lord of the Rings of Power, our live reaction.
There was a time when the world was so young.
I can't play all of this.
There had not yet been a sunrise.
Although, maybe if I play the House of Mr.
That was great, Adam.
That was great. All right. We will not get a copyright strike for that.
It's more important to say that our dear friend Mara Kanopik will be playing Dan Murrell in a Middle-earth exhibition match on Schmodown. Dropping, but you have to wait 2 months. What a shame.
Still, though, come on. Yeah, everybody get that down in your calendar. Oh, that's great. Oh, right. That's wonderful.
I goofed a little, Adam. You worked so hard. Here we go.
There was a time when the world was so young. There had not yet been a sunrise. But even then, there
the invention
was
of the sunrise. I'm just looking for scale. I'm seeing it.
Elves have forests to protect.
Scenes will take place here. Scenes will take place here. Scenes will take place here.
Fields of grain.
Here.
It's a teaser.
But we Harfoots have each other. We're safe.
Oh, so you think?
And they can't get a sentence out about this show without calling it big budgeted or colossal budget or largest budget of all time for a television show.
Yeah.
So that's going to be weighing on them like a heavy necklace. So hopefully
8 million views of this trailer.
Yeah.
Wow. In 4 days. 8.5.
Yeah. And that also I think comes out in September. So you'll have that and the it following probably in the heels of the movie trivia Schmodown match between Mara and Dan. That's probably good marketing for Amazon to follow them to carry the audience over into the show.
I'd say so.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think that what the match between Mara and Dan was already taking place. I think they've shifted the release date to be
from late August, to September. Smart.
How dare you, David B? How dare you, sir?
Yeah, Sapporo Lagan Biru.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a guy come up to me at the Starlight Bowl in Burbank and say, "You're from the Schmodown." I went, "What?"
You did?
Paul Preston. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't get his name, but hopefully I said, "Hey, I watch it while you can." He's like, "I will." And then I said, "When it's over, stick with us. We'll still be doing dopey shit." So,
well, it's I've never been picked out of a crowd, which that good call, David. No, I've never been picked out of a crowd, except at the this is so funny because I've always thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to get recognized, right? And sometimes I wear the Dungeon shirt, or sometimes I wear this, around. In fact, did I tell you I wore this on Penn and Teller? And I'm in a shot. Yeah, I don't know when that's going to air. But I
saw a little bit of that show yesterday, and I imagine they're in the new season, right? Allison Hannigan is your
host. They got to be in the new season, yeah.
So I saw somebody trying to pull them on CW just like 2 days ago.
Yeah, so keep an eye on CW because they needed someone as a volunteer, and I was like, I'll do it, and I was wearing this. So I thought I have a feeling because I'm also wearing this in something that was shot for TV that you and I were involved in that we'll be able to talk about in a couple weeks.
All right.
But I have a feeling, just the way synchronicity will work, that both will air in the same week. Because just like that, I'll be in 2 different shows this week wearing this shirt. I'm hoping that's the way it works. But what was I saying? Kirin Lager Beer.
I think that's all you need to say.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yep, that's it.
This is reality, Greg.
What? Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said...
됐네.
That guy is so excited about Kieran Laga
beer.
Reminds me of that great Simpsons episode where Homer's face is suddenly the Mr. Sparkle logo. Mr. Sparkle is a dishwashing detergent, and they show the commercial from Japan. And you never heard more excited voices about dish detergent. Mr. Sparkle, screaming and just, banishes dirt to the land of wind and ghosts. It's great stuff, man. It's hilarious. Yeah, and then so they're not making it up. They're spoofing right on point. So,
which brings us to the Munsters.
It does, doesn't it?
Hold on. Let's. Where's our patented transition music? Oh, I don't even have it anymore. I keep cutting stuff out.
No, it's here. You mean this? Oh, you did cut it out.
I did.
Since the stop at the start of the show. Okay.
Well, I was trying to clear some space. I thought that's what it was. Anyway.
Look, if you can't get rid. What are we going to get rid of this?
No, we're not getting rid of that. What are we going to get rid of this?
Oh no! You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Show me the money.
We are not going to
get rid of this.
Paul coming in again with the facts.
So now, Paul. I don't know. They always say you're a Brady Bunch fan or a Partridge Family man. Partridge Family didn't air where I lived, so I'm a Brady Bunch fan. They always say you're a Beatles fan or a
Stones or Elvis.
Stones, yeah. Right? Or Elvis. Yeah, Beatles man, Elvis. Well, that's the Quentin Tarantino ones. Beatles or Elvis, which is probably the most accurate, but maybe generational as well. The one that really I think defines people is you're either Munsters fan or an Addams Family fan. I was obsessed with the Addams Family as a kid. Obsessed. Could not wait for the next episode. The Munsters sucked. Always sucked. Was never funny. I would watch it because it was on and because sometimes they run it back to back with the Addams Family. What were you a fan of?
Oh, man. I think...
Or were either of those a big deal?
I think I watched Munsters. Yeah, I was young and dumb, and I was like, "Hey."
I got it.
I got through the door,
right.
As opposed to anything higher that the Addams Family might have been trying to accomplish.
That was the thing. Like Addams Family is almost quite mature comedy because it's almost borderline subtle. Well, certainly compared to the Munsters, it was subtle. But the characters and just the real dark sensibility, it just wasn't as. There was plenty of slapstick, but it just wasn't because of its dark sensibility. There was something special about the Addams Family that was not special about the Munsters. The Munsters seemed like the first draft, and the Addams Family seemed like it somehow snuck through the system, being that dark and with those performances and John Astin and oh my gosh, I just thought that show and it the cousin It, and it wasn't playing on any of these other famous tropes. The Munsters. Another amazing thing is the Munsters, it's been tried to be remade several times, and you just can't recapture it. You just literally cannot recapture whatever happened on the Munster. To the degree that it was good, not as good as the Addams Family, you're just going to recapture it. That's the miracle of those two Addams Family movies, is they recaptured it. I mean, for the most part. They're still 90s movies, but they recaptured it. I don't even know what I'm looking at with this Munsters. Did he hire anyone that had done comedy before? I mean, world famous comedian Sherry Moon Zombie obviously is playing. Is she doing a set at the store this weekend, Sherry Moon Zombie? I don't know. Okay. I can't name anybody else in the cast. For a moment,
it's Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa.
Okay.
Daniel Roebuck from Fugitive and from lots of TV. And
did Sid Haig die?
The Late Shift played Leno in that.
Oh, it was Leno from The Late Shift.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if Sid Haig is still alive, because it really should have been Sid Haig. No, he's not. Sid Haig died. Yeah, that's right. Sid Haig. Died in 2019.
Did an article on him in the Movie Guys.
Okay. Yeah, Sid Haig should have been Grandpa Munster. Obviously, he can't play it now. But when I see this guy, I'm like, oh, he would have cast Sid Haig because it's a. But the crazy thing is, this sounds like a Mad Magazine parody. Rob Zombie's The Munsters. So already I kind of want to like it from that, even though I was not a huge Munsters fan. But here's a little clip of a $40 million movie.
Greetings from Transylvania. That's a strange way of saying hello.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get used to it.
Now, I guess that's how the show felt, right?
Yeah, sound effects are the worst.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess I can give it credit for not trying to, I don't know, serious up the monsters.
Sound effects are the worst. You hear me, Moulin Rouge? Sound effects are the worst.
Yeah, what's the sound effect in the car in James Bond? Yeah.
Any twinkle toes sound effects would be.
But
not good.
Not good, right? I don't know, and that's gonna be theaters. So sometimes you see these things and you go, "Well, that's streaming, of course." No, in theaters. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
that happened, and will be coming out soon.
All right, back to the previous topic.
Yeah,
Matty Gunner brings up Celebration here because I didn't finish my thought. So I always thought, oh, it'd be so cool to be recognized out in the public. We go to Star Wars Celebration. We meet Matty Gunner, who is in our short film, bringing
short film. Yes,
John Hoey. Yes, did that go to all the festivals? We decided to release it straight to you guys, not go to festivals with that. But as we're shooting that, Paul, someone comes up to me. I believe it was a red-haired person. River's Edge. Oh, is he the kid in River's Edge? Oh, I remember River's Edge very well.
I don't think he's a kid. No, he would have been. Well,
I mean, they're all kind of like 16, 15. They're all kind of the. Because there's the kid that.
By The Fugitive, he's a man. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I guess that was 8 years later.
Yeah, but we got news coming in. Randy, Netflix bought it. I just saw it today. Universal unloaded.
God, did Universal see the trailer and ditch the movie?
It doesn't play well, and yet how do you do a Monsters movie if not how Rob Zombie did it? Should the whole thing be in black and white? Going back to the top, we are on topic.
In gray.
Yeah, Monsters horror is gray. That's what I thought. He's the one that found it. Yeah, because he's the one sitting by the river at the beginning of the movie. I was like, oh, because that's the one kid I can't remember the name of from that movie. Because the other ones are Crispin Glover, Keanu Reeves, Ione Skye, right? I was like, oh, the kid I can't remember. That's got to be him. Yeah,
I haven't seen that in so long. Yeah.
Oh man, what a movie that is!
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
It's so good. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, back to Celebration briefly. So we're shooting the thing. Someone comes up to me and asked for me to take a picture with them. I do not know this person. They come up to me. I am incredibly flattered, and we are in the middle of shooting, and I immediately have to turn my attention to something else we're doing, and I meant to go back and try and get my picture taken because I'm like, oh, it'd be so great to get recognized by somebody. And so I'll throw that out here. If they see this, please, in the comments, I apologize. Yeah, somebody's like, oh, could I get a picture?
Never went back.
I never went back because we went and shot, and feels so bad. Feels so bad because I was like, oh, it'd be great to get recognized. I did, and then I immediately was like, hold on one second. Yeah, square and black and white. Yeah, here's the crazy thing: this movie is in color and not square. Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray, is square and black and white. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Well, that'll be the next film they make from a TV show. Give me a break, probably.
Give me a break, right?
All right.
This is reality, Fred.
Here I am in the back of my scrap paper.
Oh, you have moved up to the headshots that we printed out for
I've written some reviews. Let me give you some reviews.
Oh, that's right. You've been hopped on the review train. I'm always meaning to do that myself, but yeah.
Well, you covered Thor: Love and Thunder, did you? Or
I didn't write anything.
He did well. I mean, but even with Lon, he kind of didn't get into it because he hadn't seen it. So.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's true. I wasn't expecting that, but he did explain what the beef was from the internet. Lon explains the internet if you need to watch last week's show.
Yeah. See, now I've always thought to me, and I describe it as such because I like Marvel so much, that it felt to me like Thor Ragnarok was always a pivot. They looked at Thor, they looked at Thor: The Dark World, and they said, "Wow, this is the least well-received franchise of the big three that we have with Iron Man and Captain America. So how can we make it different, and what can we do that's different?" So then that's when I think Ragnarok came on. They just went, let's make it a Thor and Hulk buddy movie in space. And so I think that was wise, because afterwards you got the biggest, you had Iron Man type numbers at the box office, and you had a much more well-received film by the critics. So for me, it felt like a pivot. Was it the plan all along to get Taika Waititi to go jokey with the third Thor movie? I don't know, but I like to think that it's not. I like to think that they looked at it, and unlike DC, who just does the same shit with the big CGI,
gets more and more serious.
They went, let's just have some fun and make this franchise more interesting than it's been. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think with Thor: Love and Thunder, that's what they did. They brought back Taika, and they brought back the jokes. And for me, it worked better than Ragnarok, because Ragnarok had such a high body count of people we liked. You had what are the three buddies of Thor that all died in the fight with Hela?
The Warriors 3,
Volstagg, and then all the army that she takes out, which is exciting. But like the entire Asgardian army's dead, and then all of Asgard is gone at this. Odin dies, everything. Like, there's so much death. I'm like, can we be having fun with it? They have fun, but I'm like, it's kind of fun. It's a lot of death. There's less fun here. Stakes are still super high with less fun, less death, I should say, here with Thor: Love and Thunder. Stakes are still high, but you're not like drowning in the death of all the people that you like.
That's the thing.
So I think that was a better. It came off, but the humor worked better for me because of that.
Yeah, I don't think people want to see Zack Snyder's Thor as much as they think they do. Like, everyone's like, it's too funny, comedy, too funny. Now, you're stretching for a complaint, by the way. If you're like, I went to that comedy, did you like it? No, it was too funny.
Yeah.
All right. Marvel's got another movie right around the corner. It's going to be, Multiverse was pretty serious. If you want a serious movie, you also didn't like that one. So
I came on here and talked about one of the things that my girlfriend pointed out. Susan, congratulations. I credit this to you. Was that Marvel has this brilliant way in all the noise to whittle their films down to one simple human truth, and really exploring that. And of course, in Doctor Strange, it was, are you happy? Now, I ask that to my friends all the time. I won't do that here on the air with you, Adam. But I ask people, because really it's something worth exploring. If you're not happy,
worth exploring. You're right.
Do something about it, with your life. So it was interesting to hear Dr. Strange wonder when he saw Christine get married, am I happy? And he talks to Christine in another life. She asks him, and it's this constant exploration of that, to finally at the end with Wong, he has another conversation. Are you happy? Is the whole thing, the whole plot, the idea that you can see another universe where you are happy and get so angry like Wanda that you want to kill everybody and everything to get to that universe.
Yeah.
All that exploration.
It's deeper than it gets credit for. It's deeper than he gets credit for. A lot deeper. And that's because Marvel movies are not meant to be watched once. Everybody reviews them after one viewing. It's actually unfair.
Yeah. So Love and Thunder does the same thing. And the simple human truth in this one is to choose love. They mentioned that out loud a couple of times, certainly towards the end with Gore. But there's a lot of that going on through the whole film. In fact, he leaves the Guardians of the Galaxy because he wants to choose love. He doesn't have it in his life. He's missing it. He's got to choose it and find it. And it's an interesting thing they explore in that film, not just from the point of changing your ways to choose love, but also choosing love because time is short. Obviously, in one of the main plot lines, time is short for one of the characters. And so and then around all that is all this crazy shit and noise and gods and effects, and
I know
but they're really just exploring this one little thing, and successfully, I think, as always. And of course, you filled it with great actors once again. How great is Christian Bale in this movie, with the Necro sword and everything?
Absolutely.
And an interesting thing there too about just being upset with God over your life's he wants to vanquish the gods. I just found all that very interesting.
That's real that's way interesting stuff. Like the idea of like, I'm going to go kill the gods. They have made me worship them, and they've done nothing for me, and now I'm going to go kill the gods. I mean, really, that could be a symbol for any sort of anger. I mean, certainly you lose a loved one, and you're like, and if you're a Christian person, a holy person, a religious person, you're like, what the fuck, and I totally recognize that.
Well, yeah, I as you know, my wife passed away in 2019, and I was talking to another family member who said, at the time, I don't worry too much about that because I know I'll be resurrected one day, in the light of Jesus and all that. So that doesn't do me any fucking good right now.
No,
sorry, pal.
Right, right.
But it's kind of right now is kind of where I want to see some sort of change or something that helps me right now.
Yeah.
But
so
I can see where Gore's anger comes from, but obviously in a fantasy he could do so. He can actually approach and kill gods, which is something they never had before because of the sword saw enough anger in him to really achieve the sword's goals. Really,
it's so much more interesting than your average superhero movie too.
Exactly.
Like, man, that's some big themes.
I say that
serious
every time,
stuff.
that this is not just a comic book movie. You're not paying attention if that's what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, Iron Man's not just a comic book movie. But the people, I don't know who doesn't like this movie. I've heard people don't like this movie. I haven't met any of them. It might be just Twitter shit.
Yeah.
But
they're loud.
Yeah. And also, but I think any negative criticism of this will age very, very poorly because this is just a barn burner of an entertainment also. This is just a fun movie when it's, and as I said, when we came out of the theater, Thor Ragnarok was from the director of What We Do in Shadows, but Love and Thunder is from the director of Jojo Rabbit. Like the way he gets serious and it works, and then just as much fun in the next moment, Well,
there's nothing that Oscar-winning screenwriter Taika Waititi and his co-writer can't set up that they don't punch.
Yeah.
There's a scene where these shadow monsters are going to kill children. Okay, is this the time when we want to do this? And he's like, get a weapon. I'm like, okay. And then how they get out of it, what he does with the weapons.
Amazing.
Incredible. And then the scene becomes not just we're endangering children, but it's fun. And it becomes like this fun, exciting scene.
This is such a good point. It goes from the idea of murdering children, the bone seriousness of killing children, to Thor giving them all the power of Thor, to the guitar solo from November Rain as the kids attack. And you're like, what a way to go full crowd, from like full drama to full crowd pleaser in an instant, which is not easy to do. That's such good stuff. Oh my gosh. Amazing. And as William points out here,
Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher, right? I believe are the goats.
The Screaming Goats?
The Screaming Goats.
Oh my God. So funny.
It just gives them the rule of 7 or 8 or 10. Right. It doesn't matter.
There's the rule of 3, rule of 5, rule of 7. Yeah.
It's always funny.
Yeah, and as soon as that happened, and the crowd was losing their shit, cracking up. It was so funny. And I've read some reviews that people were like, it was funny the first couple times. I'm like, in my theater, it was funny every time. You can walk home and get all intellectual and go, that might have lost some steam. Well, tell the opening night audience it did not lose steam. Yeah. None of those jokes lost steam. They built and built and built. It is very, very, very hard to make a movie that funny. And that's filmmaking also, guys, not just making your fucking film black and white, which this one did with purpose, unlike fucking Snyder Cut.
And so William says that here. He used black and white very well. That sequence in the shadow realm.
That's how you do it.
Color is drained, and then when the flashes of color exist, and the tech elements just never
with purpose.
The tech elements never. There's no movie where the tech elements are like, that's the cheap Marvel movie. They all look amazing. Yeah.
No, that's what I was amazed with the Ms. Marvel too. I'm watching that. I'm like, this is a feature film budget they threw into this TV show.
How many episodes in are you?
Just two. Oh, okay. I was going to try and burn through it so we could talk about it today, but I knew we had enough stuff to talk about, so I'm going to take my time. But great show. Oh my God. And Marvel's doing it again.
The Scott Pilgrim of the MCU gets a little more serious.
Done.
And actually the two things. First of all, the fact that it's a Muslim superhero is not tokenism by any means.
Oh no,
they dig
it's
deep into
the whole family
faith and the whole way of life in New York City for Muslims. It's not just like
Well, this historical event,
cheap movement. Yeah, and then have we talked about the partition? Is that what you're talking about?
The partition. That's what I was
couldn't
remember the name.
There never really explored in movies, live action or otherwise.
Yeah,
so I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. No, that's the impressive thing, and people have been saying that. I learned about the partition from a Marvel TV show. I learned about the Watchmen events. The Tulsa. I was going to say Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, Tulsa. Tulsa Massacre. I learned that from Watchmen as well. And people are like, how come I didn't learn about this in history class? And I'm like, you should be praising the fact that these entertainments are more value than punching and more value than crime fighting and costumes. You know, it's like, that's a pretty big deal that education is now happening at the hands of these things that we're going to watch. We're going to watch.
Yeah, it seems like Waititi did the same thing the Russos did. They just made their movie bigger, kind of because they wanted to. Could the story be told simpler? Sure, but if it's bigger, is it better? What if we get the Time Stone and then we fix everything? Yay, Endgame. No, what if we destroy all the stones and have to make it harder for ourselves and then write ourselves out of the situation in a way you never expected? That's just always better. So.
Say hi, Bandera. He just blends in with everything. He's so dark.
Your cat has evil eyes. I was going to say your TV has eyes. Oh, there's a cat there. I see. He's trying to hit you in the face. That's more like the Pantera, I know.
That's the Pantera, well, and the other thing, the galaxy hopping sort of stuff, I felt like that it was, it's a lot like watching a Star Wars movie, which we know Kevin Feige models these things after it. There used to be a thing, and I don't know if they still do it, but for the first 20 Marvel movies, somebody lost a hand. So like there's a very Pantera, they're all talking about you. There we go, and Pantera the Panther, yes, little baby panther. But the galaxy hopping, the world hopping in this was just so reminiscent of Star Wars. This idea that like we're on this planet, now we're over here, now there's a Death Star, now we're on Hoth, now there's a Cloud City. Like when they go to the Greek place with the Greek gods. And
they don't call it Olympus. It has some other name.
No, it's got some other name. Yeah. But the other thing was, all this time in Thor movies, they've never introduced other gods. This is the first time we're getting other gods. And so...
Yeah, and how great are they? First of all, you see why Gore's pissed. Oh, here's the gods. What are they doing? We're self-congratulating and having orgies. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Assholes. You got it coming.
Right, and what a name. Omnipotent City. Omnipotent City. Come on. Yeah, exactly. Exactly why the gods should be killed is what we're shown. And that's another weird criticism about it is, first of all, Russell Crowe. Come on, all hail Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe, it's built up to be, people are deliberately misreading the comedy of the scene. The whole point is, fuck these guys. He's coming down and he's like, Mr. Ego shows it 4 and 6. Like, what are you even doing? You're supposed to be a god, Like, what are you even doing? And then, it's been misread, but the comedy is of when he starts talking like Chico Marx. He comes out and this is talking like a Chico Marx. He's doing it better than I am right there. Obviously, it's still a stereotype, but it's a scream. Like, people are like, that was a weird performance. Was it? Because I think you thought that on your way home, because the crowd I was with was cracking up, which is what they were supposed to do, because it was ridiculous. It's like, that's not realistic. What? And then the best part...
That's how a god would be.
That's not how a god would be.
You know this, okay.
And the best part is... He is just this ridiculous a character, and he's doing it, but he's doing it really, the comedy is really good. We know it's a stereotype. They know that's the joke, guys. You didn't make a great observation that, hey, wait a second, that's not how Greeks talk. Yeah, they know. It's a joke. You missed the joke so you could criticize the movie. You're working too hard to dislike this movie. That joke rocks, very funny. And then... when it gets serious, and I can't remember what they try and steal something from him. I can't remember what it is. But when he comes in and gets close to Thor, he drops that shit and is totally fierce Russell Crowe. You want to know who I am? I'm a god. You know, like that playing that way was awesome. They drop all the comedy so you can get in and go, dude, I'm gonna mess you up. Like, you know, like, and he has that whole sort of like very serious. Don't forget, this is Russell Crowe. He's coming out playing the comedy, and then he turns real Russell Crowe. You know, that was such a great moment, and I was like, and it plays the audience so well. It definitely played the audience. We were in there opening night. Yeah, Jared Leto for House of Gucci and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Come. Yeah, except Leto deserved to be roundly, roasted for that one.
Nobody likes Leto. Nobody likes anything Leto does, and yet everybody loves everything Leto does.
Give him little things.
He is the ultimate love-hate of a performer. Everyone hates everything he does because people love him in House of Gucci. They love hating his performance, but they love it. They love that he went there. And say, you know, that's so fascinating that everyone actually loves Jared Leto.
I was going to review Tangerine and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Lightyear and Downton Abbey: A New Era and Phantom of the Opera and Friends of the Future, Turning Red, Singing in the Rain, Fantastic Beasts, Death on the Nile.
Did we miss a few, Paul? Did we miss a few?
The Lost City, Studio 666, Nitch Ram, Still Working 9 to 5, The Last Tourist, Uncharted, Funny Farm, and The Alpinist. We'll have to do that next time.
We will have to do that next time.
But for now, let me plug some stuff. First of all, we have our short film, The Pragmatics, going out there, and lo and behold, we're winning stuff. Honorable mention at the London Movie Awards. Best Super Short Film at the Sweet Democracy Film Awards. Official selection at the 8.5 Film Awards. And official selection of the Bright Side Film Festival, which is the one I'm really excited about, playing on the other side of the country sometime soon. But yeah, so London, this is Italy. So
wow.
VHS.
We're worldwide. Yeah.
Wow. I want to give a VHS to each one of those. Put those up again.
VHS. 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 VHS.
Well played.
Thank you. Very good, man. Major move.
Major move.
So we've got
wow.
We got more coming, hopefully. But that's 4 acceptances and 5 rejections. So anytime you can paddle around 50%, you're doing really good for a short film going out there and making the rounds. So we're very excited about that.
That's great, Paul.
But I unfortunately can't tell you where to go watch it yet because it's still going to fest, so we can't put it out there just yet. But otherwise, check out the LA Film Locations Tour. Check out GhostbustersPartyRental.com. I got a big party coming up this weekend where the clients wanted a show. So we're actually being attacked by a ghost, and we're ghost hunting in the park.
Oh, you're doing like performances now?
Yeah, it's fun.
Is that $25 more? You're like, all right,
that's a substantial hike, yes.
Yeah.
There's the writing fee on this one. And then themovieguys.net,
cool.
where you can find all of our stuff. And at the Movie Guys, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Thank you, Steve Scholes, for writing that opening. We delivered sloppy.
Thank you, Steve.
Don't let that deter you from writing future ones.
Sorry. Sometimes we don't rehearse.
Every time we don't rehearse. Anything else, Adam?
What?
No, I'm good.
Trippingly.
Would that it were so simple, trippingly.
No, don't say trippingly. Say the line trippingly.
Would that it were would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple.
Rueful.
Would that it were so simple.
Rueful simple.
Would that it were so simple.
You could say soulful. Rueful, soulful. Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Why are you doing this?
Would that